Now, Australia's Sarah Snook is the toast of the theatre world after winning Best Leading Actress in a Play at the Tony Awards. She took out the top gong for her performance in the Sydney Theatre Company's adaptation of The Picture of Dorian Gray. If you haven't seen it, let's take a quick listen to her acceptance speech.
Thank you so much for this. This means so much for a little Australian girl to be here on Broadway. In particular, a huge thank you to Kip Williams, who is incredible to create this.
Yes, aww. Congratulations to everyone involved in that production. Friends of the show, a lot of them. Yeah. We've had a lot of them on. And we're happy to say that fellow Aussie Marg Horwell also picked up a Tony last night for her work as the costume designer on the play. And she joins us now from New York. G'day, Marg. Congratulations. How do you feel and what were the celebrations like?
Hi, James. I feel I arrived in New York maybe 5 p.m. the night before the Tony, so I felt very odd and very jet lagged. But it's been an incredible night. We were out all night celebrating. The whole team, all of our creators were nominated. It's a huge celebration of Australian theatre in a town that has so much theatre and such an amazing theatre community. So it's been a wonderful kind of celebration of the show that has come from Australia and gone via London and then arrived in New York, where we're so excited.
Yeah, I want to ask about that journey. I mean, over the past 5 years, a lot has happened. Could you have ever imagined that you'd be getting this critical acclaim, probably in the biggest place you can get it?
I think we made this show coming out of the pandemic, and it was at a time I think we were trying to make work that was slightly safer or smaller, and this was a huge ambitious project that came out of that time. I'm so kind of proud that we were I don't know, naive enough or brave enough to be so bold, and that is a show that is kind of so large and involved that could tour anyway out of Australia. It's a huge undertaking to be able to get that overseas at all, and we've had a huge season in the West End, which was amazing and successful, but to arrive here is that I never imagined that would be something I'd be able to do. And when, child me, I don't think would ever believe that I would be sitting in a hotel in New York now with a Tony Award. So yeah, it's really surreal. We're humbled, and it's amazing. Truly, I don't know quite how to describe it.
Can I just, so for people who haven't seen it, Sarah Snook plays 26 roles in this. There's all sorts of costumes. Also, I just want to ask about the logistics. How do you ensure that these costumes are easy enough to kind of get them off, to change, to ensure that the whole thing's seamless?
If you have seen the show, you will know. But if you haven't, what happens is Sarah will keep speaking as one character or as a narrator, and we will change costumes for her live. So there is a very small window of error in there, so that she's changing, someone is changing her wig on a word, she's changing her shoes on a word, so she knows when to move her feet, and she's talking the whole time, and there's a camera close up to her, so you can't have anything that goes over her head. You need to, nothing can be loud near a microphone, so no Velcro or anything like that. So things are magneted, things are cut out, backs are cut out of things. Wow. So that they can just be the simplest and easiest to kind of go on. So it should feel effortless, I think, and it does. It's an amazing thing. I think that one of the most satisfying things about the costume design on the show is that it feels like you're seeing something that you don't normally get to see. It's quick changes or things that we normally try and hide in theatre are kind of celebrated and centre stage in this show, and it feels, I don't know, like you're getting to see a theatre secret. I get very romantic when it comes to kind of a lot of people making an image all work, so many hands going into making something work on stage. I think it's so great. It's the best parts of the show.
Oh, that is lovely. Just before we let you go, a lot of kids watch this. Sometimes they're forced to in the morning by their parents. But I just wanted to know, do you have any advice for them if they're thinking, hey, that's something I want to do with my life? Maybe it's young Australians making their way in this career as well. What would you tell them?
I didn't actually study theatre design. I studied creative arts. I was really interested in art and in theatre studies, and I didn't quite know what my place would be in this industry. I spoke to the people I admired. I reached out and was able to speak to them and ask what they were doing. And but most of all, I think I just saw as much as I possibly could and learned as much as I possibly could by watching. My parents were great and took me to a lot of theatre when I was younger, and fringe theatre and small theatre in a small town. But yeah, I don't know. I would expose yourself to everything and not be afraid to approach people whose work you admire and try and, speak to people about how they get into the industry. I think that's the best thing.
Marg, well, congratulations and thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure the celebrations are still going to go on for a bit, so enjoy them and, yeah, all the best.